On September 2, 2024, the world was shaken by a violent and bloody prison break attempt in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Makala Prison, a notorious facility in Kinshasa, became the epicenter of a catastrophic event that left over 129 inmates dead and dozens more injured. What started as a desperate attempt to escape the harsh conditions of the prison quickly turned into one of the deadliest uprisings in recent history. Makala Prison is infamous for its overcrowded conditions. Housing far more inmates than its intended capacity, the prison had long been a powder keg. On any given day, prisoners faced extreme confinement, poor sanitation, and inadequate food. It was a place where tension simmered just below the surface, waiting for a spark to ignite it. That spark came on an ordinary day in September. A group of inmates, led by some of the prison's most dangerous men, had devised a daring escape plan. Smuggled weapons, including firearms and crude knives, had made their way inside the prison walls, setting the stage for a deadly confrontation. The prison break started with a sudden and violent attack. Prisoners armed themselves with makeshift weapons and launched a coordinated assault on the guards. Caught off guard and unprepared for such an organized attack, the guards were quickly overwhelmed. Alarms blared through the prison's corridors, but the chaos was already spreading too fast to contain. Prisoners in different sections joined the uprising, storming locked gates and overpowering guards. The air was filled with the sounds of gunfire, shouting, and the clanging of iron doors. Within minutes, what had been a calculated escape attempt devolved into chaos. The sheer number of prisoners involved made it nearly impossible to distinguish between those trying to escape and those fighting for survival in the carnage. As reinforcements arrived, they were met with a scene straight out of a nightmare. Inmates had taken over large portions of the prison, setting fires and attacking anyone in their path. Flames licked the sky as smoke billowed from the prison buildings. The guards, bolstered by local security forces, tried to regain control, but the situation was dire. What followed was a desperate battle. Gunfire echoed through the prison as the forces clashed with rioting prisoners in a life-or-death struggle. Bodies lay scattered across the grounds as the violence spiraled out of control. Some inmates tried to flee the prison, hoping to blend into the chaos, while others fought to the bitter end. By the time the riot was finally quelled, the damage was staggering. Over 129 inmates were killed in the crossfire, while dozens more lay injured. Fires had consumed parts of the prison, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation. For many families, the news of the riot brought heartbreak as they learned that their loved ones had perished in the bloody uprising. In the aftermath, human rights organizations condemned the conditions at Makala Prison, blaming the severe overcrowding and neglect for fueling the violence. The Congolese government, in turn, promised to investigate the incident and improve the prison system. But for the families of the dead, no promises could bring back their loved ones. The Makala prison break is now etched in history as one of the deadliest prison riots ever recorded. What began as a desperate attempt for freedom ended in a massacre, with lives lost and families shattered. While the events of that day have sparked much-needed conversations about prison reform in the Congo, the tragedy serves as a stark reminder of what happens when desperation, neglect, and violence collide. This dark chapter will not soon be forgotten, and the chilling story of the Makala prison break remains a haunting example of the consequences of pushing human beings to their limits. Thanks for watching.